I was like, okay.
Okay, so I last coached you about 2 days ago, was it?
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Right. Is there anything in particular you're looking for today, like, or just like a general thing?
I guess more general things.
Okay.
Anything you see fit, I guess.
All right,
Um,
that's fine. So, was it, if I remember correctly, was it you who wanted to go six expand? Was it that you were doing?
Six expand. Oh yeah, yeah. Get into
Okay.
that third expansion at six. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the second base. Well, either way, I'm happy to go over whatever build you want to run.
Yeah.
Alright, so if we just grab a map quickly and then I'll sort of take a look at how you're doing. That's probably the best place to start. Do you have a map in mind?
No,
Or,
I set up the logic model.
okay, alright, just throw me in spectator then. Alright, and let's go. Alright, looks like someone's lagging a little bit.
I think it's one of the spectators.
It's unlikely to be me. I've got like...
Oh no, there's a guest spectator. Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I guess his internet's bad or something, because that was like half game speed. Alright, that's fine. So what build are you planning on going for here, just so I can
I normally go
have an idea?
fast expand,
Okay, cool. That's fine.
and then usually I go either soldier, mage, or rifle or mage.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to keep half an eye on what you're doing and then just sort of help you out as you go and just keep a small list of things that I can help you improve. Unfortunately, I can't sort of memorize sort of what I need to help each person with because of like I just coach a variety of people, so there's no
Don't
way
worry about it.
I'm going to
I'm
remember.
not gonna be like offended, like, oh no, no, it's fine.
And your build actually seems to time out really nicely, so that's good. I'm assuming that's the 48-second expand, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Alright.
And then I'm gonna send out a scout around 1:15.
Yep. Good stuff. All very standard so far. Alright, so I'm just going to switch to your vision so I can limit myself to what you see. Alright. So, is there anything you tend to particularly struggle with at the moment in terms of like late game or certain compositions or counterattacks or anything?
I'd probably say maybe early game. I should probably throw down a tower.
Okay.
Now that I think of it, or late game, I
Remember to
guess.
build those workers. Don't let your gold flow. Okay. Well, you can make quite an easy decision on that with this 115 scout. Is basically if they do anything other than 6 expand, you'll... Okay, and it's just gone early racks, that's fine. Then you can just throw down a tower at the front. Just to keep safe. I think you've basically seen his entire build already.
Yeah.
There's
If
no way.
if he has a barracks, you can move it forward to a second.
Yeah. So it's fine. Let's just get out of there before a rifleman or something pops. And just keep macroing. Oh no, you need the tower actually. Ignore me. Do you use the control groups?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you'll want to tower down pretty soon, so you don't die to that barracks. Okay. So yeah, normally I would delay that house a little bit. It messes up your workers a little bit just because it sort of takes the gold early. Um, but also obviously you can see it slows, like it messes up your tower a little bit if you scout that he's not gone 6 to expand. So, and you don't lose very much by delaying that a little bit. It's so you're absolutely fine to just keep producing workers and then react based on the scout, because the scout should arrive by the time you have the gold for sort of anything anyway.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right, so who's sort of early mid game? Do you tend to go sort of 3 barracks or 2 barracks forge?
Usually 3 barracks.
Okay, cool. Alright, so your early game actually looks really good to me so far. I don't see any problems with it. Is it just a case of dealing with rushes and things?
Yeah, or like for example, when I play my friend a lot.
Macro castle.
Thanks. Good catch. When I play my friend a lot, he usually out macros me. Or like for example, he went so I went third. I won a third base, and he won a third base like 2 minutes into the game, or like 2:30 or something.
Oh, okay.
But he had like a bunch of. I tried to. He was across the map, so I tried to take him out early, but that didn't work. And then he had like half the map. He had a bunch of towers and stuff, so it was really hard to break through. And then
so you've got about 400 gold floating, so make sure you rally your castles to a natural and throw down some more barracks. Okay. So you basically went super fast double expand, basically.
Yeah.
Alright. And what build were you going for that time?
I went this like fast expand, and then I went for a third at 6. And then I had a bunch of mages. So once it came down to the late game, he at my 4th, he basically my 1st and 2nd were depleted, and he destroyed my 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, just macro your barracks as well. Just keep on top of those.
He destroyed my 3rd, and so basically I only had a place I could put a castle down, and his whole side of the map was kind of covered in towers.
Oh, okay.
So it was really hard to. I tried to like cripple him by sending my mages and just fireballing his workers.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out too well.
Okay. Alright, so normally you should be able to scout and punish that. Like if you've got a replay or something, I'll go over it. But normally just going...
Next.
I've not really met anyone who actually just tried to go straight up double expand, because...
Yeah, I think so far it works really well for him, because his units, like the workers, are pretty powerful as is. So it's hard for me to get.
Sort of punish it, yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, well if you scout it you should theoretically, like I've not played against it a lot, but you should theoretically be able to just punish it with the quick barracks after you expand, but cool. Oh, bit of lag there. Alright, you've got 2 idle workers sitting by the barracks in your main, by the way. When you're looking at the minimap, there's a little, there should be a little worker icon that pops up. So if you click that, it'll take you to any idle workers, and you can just kick them back into gear. Alright, we're coming up to about 7 minutes, so you might want to consider a third base at some point. I think you possibly... I can't remember exact number of barracks you can support off 2 base, but I think you might... I don't know. That's going to cost most of your gold. If you're going to have all these barracks, do keep macroing them. Do you have them all on a control group?
Yeah.
Okay. So just keep checking that control group pretty regularly, and because if you're going to go for that many barracks, you just want to make sure you continually sort of getting all those units out.
Gotcha.
Alright, so it looks like your natural saturated now, which is good. I assume this gold pile-up's just to grab your third base, yeah? Yeah, okay. Alright, so the first big thing I'm going to say is you've not really moved out on the map much. You've not really sort of scouted what he's going for. So that might start to hurt you. Because essentially what I try and do is wherever possible be on my opponent's side of the map. Obviously it's not always possible and sometimes you have to back off. But wherever you can, if you're on his side of the map, it means he's playing defensive and you get to find out pretty much everything he's doing.
Okay.
So.
Makes sense. So just try to keep pressure on him.
Yeah, you don't even have to attack a lot of the time. Like obviously if you can do damage, that's good, but just by being out there on the map, you obviously get vision of what's coming. You can quickly scout things like third bases or any of that nonsense.
When should I go for a forge?
Normally what I would suggest is unless you're going something like 2 barracks forge as part of your mid game, I tend to suggest getting the tech upgrade either into forge or mages as you take your third base for about 6-7 minutes. Tends to be a fairly good timing. So I'll tend to go up to about sort of 3-4 barracks on 2 base with a forge or 2, and then sort of as I'm going into a third base. I think you might be in trouble now. Yeah. Remember to stutter step just against soldiers occasionally. You obviously don't want to engage his rifleman too much, but yeah, alright, I think he's just got too much. If you remember in battles like this, just to quickly click his units, just always to check for upgrades in case he's doing that.
Oh, dang it, I barely missed it.
That's fine. There's just something else to keep an eye on. And make sure all your barracks are hotkeyed together and rallied, because you've got a couple that aren't rallied.
Oh, okay. I thought I had more.
And remember to macro your third castle. And I'd also suggest grabbing a tower by your third. But generally this seems fairly solid. You've got some mistakes here and there. Mostly just on the macro side,